Hello and welcome to Around the Air Force. I'm Senior Airman Renee Carberry. Air Force Chief of Staff General Mark Walsh III and Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force James Cody visited with Israeli defense officials during a 4-day trip to the region. They discussed a number of topics including mutual security challenges and plans to further strengthen the cooperation between the U.S. and Israeli air forces. Last year, Major David Gray was an air liaison officer assigned to the 13th Air Support Operations Squadron, who was killed by a suicide bomber in Afghanistan's Kunar province. Last week, 14 TACP Airmen took on a 104-mile Ruck march in honor of their commander. Senior Airman Tanya Chris has the story.
August 8th marked the one-year anniversary of a fallen hero. 104 miles. The distance that stood between 14 men and saying their final goodbyes to their commander, Major Walter David Gray, who was killed in action in Afghanistan.
The reason we're doing it is we got to see him all the way to Germany, but we didn't get the final leg home from Dover to Arlington, where he laid to rest. We never really got a chance to have any closure while we were downrange. We had to keep on trucking and doing what we had to do. So this is our chance to kind of say our goodbyes.
If asked about Major Gray, the same answer would be given by all that knew him.
He had the biggest heart of anybody I've ever met. And no matter how many people he knew throughout his life, he treated every single person like a family member. And that's what we were the entire time. We were always a family.
After 5 days of enduring heat and injuries, these airmen were able to make the final trip home together. Senior Airman Tanya Chris, Washington, D.C.
To read the full story, go to af.mil and search step-by-step TACP. Airmen interested in early retirement through the Temporary Early Retirement Authority program have until August 19th to submit their application. Applicants must have at least 15 years but less than 20 years of total active service by October 1st. Airmen who are approved through the program must retire by November 1st. For more information, visit the MyFERS website. For some, participating in sports and fitness activities can be one of the hardest parts of recovering from a significant injury or illness. Senior Airman Aaron Hauser shows us how a training camp is helping service members get back on the road to recovery.
Wounded warriors from across the nation came to Nellis Air Force Base for an adaptive sports training camp hosted at the Nellis Warrior Fitness Center.
You guys have to go fetch it and bring it back to me. The first person that brings it back to me wins.
The week-long program offered several sports and physical fitness training options for recovering soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. Retired Master Sergeant John Zavada coaches the cycling and track portions of the camp, challenging his participants with an array of exercises, including obstacle courses and soccer, to help prepare them for the sport.
So I'm an outside-of-the-box kind of coach. So what I think bringing to this camp for beginners is not just putting them in a cycle or a hand cycle or a race chair, it's making it fun. It takes the apprehensiveness out of it. So they're actually learning the apparatus, they're learning how to shift, how to brake, how to do all those things while playing. So they're not thinking about so much what they're doing, they're just doing it. Yeah! Blue team's got that one.
Though the road to recovery can be a long and grueling one for wounded warriors, John believes that supervisors need to play an integral part in their troops' recovery by encouraging them to try new sports regardless of their injury.
Whether that be PTSD, TBI, spinal cord injury, amputation. I think as supervisors, we should embrace that and try to help them with their recovery and get them back into sport as soon as we can.
For most wounded warriors, the recovery process can be rough, but with programs like the Adaptive Sports Training Camp, service members can learn to take back their lives one road at a time. Senior Airman Aaron Hauser, Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada.
To see more Air Force Broadcasting Service products, follow us on Twitter at Air Force TV. For more stories affecting airmen and their families, visit the Air Force's newly designed website, AFLink. From the Air Force Broadcasting Service at Fort Meade, Maryland, I'm Senior Airman Renee Carberry. Thanks for watching.